Northside Plug, we back, baby.
How we doing, everybody?
We're excited as always. Glad to be back here at Q4. As
Q4
always,
Radio, Northside Plug.
Another beautiful Thursday. A little warm today, thank goodness.
We're already in March, bro. How crazy is that?
As John Rothstein always says, this is March. So ready. Best sports month of the year, arguably. This month in October. And it's just perfect because now the weather's warming up. People like you spend more time outside, and it's just one of the best months of the year.
100%. Well, we got a great show going on for y'all. Of course, on the boards, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Justice. We got to my right, Boss Dan. To my left, our special guest of the evening, CECE BKE.
Hello.
How you feeling? Good to have you on here.
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing all right. As y'all heard, my name is G Money G No. Y'all just heard an exclusive first peek off my debut mixtape coming out tonight at 12 a.m. That song was Thrift. So I'm super geeked to put that out in there, put that out in the world. So y'all go cop that. That's gonna be on all platforms at 12 a.m. So go.
How many tracks, G Money?
8.
You want to give a quick little preview for the people before we dive right into it?
What do y'all want to know about it?
So it's Dreamland, right?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, a while ago, I know you wanted to do, what was the previous name you came up with? Oh, I can't think of it. But what's the inspiration behind Dreamland? And just
But the thing is, bro, like,
and it's all self-produced, right? It's all your self-production.
Yeah, it's all my beats. So the thing is, bro, like, I don't even want to put out the project that you were thinking about. I don't even want to put that name out yet because it's not ready.
See, good thing I didn't know it.
Justino knows what's up. Justin knows what's up. But the thing about Dreamland is, like, so last year I remember
the name now. I'm not gonna say it.
So
now I want to know.
Exactly.
We'll
See,
we'll
you feel me? Now she wants to know what's up.
Exactly. All right. Okay.
Exactly. We go way back. Anyways, no. So Dreamland. The thing about Dreamland is, like, so I started producing about a year and a half ago. And like last year was really me finding myself as a producer. Like I'd already been an artist for a few years, but I was like, okay, what can I do with these beats? So Dreamland is pretty much a collection of just like me pulling up to the studio and not being prepared. And I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna freestyle on these beats. And I just freestyled on every single one. And it's just like Dreamland had no preconceived concept. Like I didn't think about this tape at all. I was just, throughout the year, I just went to the studio and I was working on a couple different projects and stuff, but every song that I made just kind of happened. And now it's just like, I was like, these are dope and they're kind of concise. So I'm just going to put it together. And I feel like I was just overdue for a project, you know? So it's just something that I wanted to put out just so people that, you know, have been rocking me for a long time and been asking like, yo, where's the music at? Here y'all go. Here y'all go. Dreamland is something dope, something for y'all to vibe to. You know, I got all types of vibes, all different types of flows and messages, and it's just dope. It's just positive. It's quality music. You know, that's all I can really say about it. I'm gonna leave it to the people, to Chicago, wherever else, and y'all can see.
All right.
Before the unannounced project.
Yeah, so that sounds good. We'll be excited to hear that in less than 3 hours from now. They'll be out on all your favorite streaming platforms, right? All right, good. We'll make
everything but SoundCloud.
Everybody's SoundCloud, right?
Everything but SoundCloud. We passed them days, bro.
All right, we're moving up. So make sure you all stream that or buy it. Can you buy it?
Buy that mug, bro.
Buy it.
Put that money in my pockets, bro.
Do it the old school way. Just buy it straight off iTunes.
Come on.
Do the old school way. Don't stream it like the kids are doing nowadays. Just buy it right off iTunes.
Buy it, cop it.
Buy it the old way,
support.
the old-fashioned way.
At the end of the day, though, with this one, like, I don't even care about the money, bro. I just want to put it out. I just want to put out good music. You know, it's like, sure, it's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, it's on all that, but I'm approaching it as a mixtape. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not messing around. New hip hop, you know. It's just like I want to approach it as a mixtape. I don't want to approach this as my first album, because I feel like the quality of the mixtape is there, but the effort behind the album is gonna be a lot more and deeper.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Should we be expecting a visual to come along with the mixtape?
Well, y'all already got one technically with Peace. Yeah. So y'all got Peace, and then I'm just working, bro. That's all I can say. Just working on stuff, just trying to stay consistent and just facilitate, bro. You know, we got a lot of stuff coming, a lot of music, and just on the scene. You know, we got CECE in the building. She got a lot of dope music, bro. Like,
Period.
I'm a genuine fan. Like, we've only met one time, but I'm a genuine fan. Your music is
Thank
dope.
you.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll get into that whole CeCe's world in
You make it sound so bad. It's not that bad.
What you mean?
You know, you
It's
can
your
get a little
world.
lost in the sauce, but you know, it's
We
not
all get
that
lost in the
bad.
sauce.
Yeah.
CeCe comes with good and bad, as we all come with good and bad. You feel me?
You know, CeCe's world. I guess that's what we could call it.
That's her new project. That shit, undecided project, CeCe's world. But yeah, man, no, so it's a lot of dope things going on in the world in terms of music, Chicago and stuff, and I'm just excited to put myself in the game for sure, you know, officially. But
a lot of new releases.
like what? What's been your what you been
I guess
listening
you guys
to?
probably talked about that last week, didn't you? Just
Huh.
like all like G Herbo's new stuff that came out.
Yeah, PTSD, bro. PTSD is really dope, bro. I don't know, like at first I don't want to say I was about it. Like Herb is Herb, you feel me? No doubt. Let me put it this way, like I feel like overall I kind of rocked with Sessions, his mixtape, before PTSD a little bit more, but you know, they're just different projects and stuff. So at the end of the day, it's really dope, and you can just, it's really cool to see, like, I personally, well, we all are, we're all the same age, we're all pretty much the same age as Herb.
True.
And it's been crazy just to see his development and to be at this point now where he's continuously elevating, and like you see his what was he on, just his interviews, his freestyles, his past couple on Sway, and what was the other one I saw, with Funk Flex, and Herb is just on another level. You could tell he's on his like almost Jay-Z status. So you feel
Don't
me?
tell him nothing.
Herb's on top of the city right now, you know. So
What do you think of that Drake Chicago freestyle?
I haven't heard it, to be honest.
No.
I
Honestly, I haven't
heard
either.
it.
Me
I saw people talking about it on social, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll pry and ask and get an opinion before I actually dive into it myself. But you know, hey,
Did you hear it, Dan?
No,
Damn.
to be honest, I'm not the biggest I'm not a big Drake supporter.
Dang.
So
Ooh.
sorry, Drizzy.
I mean, it's
sorry,
one,
this one
it's one
guy's
thing to say you
opinion-
haven't heard the
Sorry.
track.
Boss,
Well,
they're coming
it's-
with the big topics.
well, like,
though.
I
Now we
mean,
gotta ask you
okay.
some questions.
All right,
bro.
well, all right, so he's not gonna care what my opinion thinks. He's gonna be worth more than I'll ever be. But
Hey now, stop right there, Dan.
Boss Dan.
Don't demean yourself.
Dude.
Exactly.
dude, you know how much
the
money
face-
that guy makes?
I don't care.
It's all about
I don't care enough to listen to his music, Dan.
mind,
but
body, spirit. That's the true wealth in this world, in this universe, bro.
Drake net.
I'm not
worth.
sitting at home listening to Drake. I came in Northside plug.
Dude, $150
Exactly.
million.
Drake gonna be on here one day, bro.
He said 3 words.
So, good. And then when he comes on here, I'll say it to his face. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I wouldn't
Hey.
say it to his face that way. I'd just be like, "Hey, Mr.
Dad's
Mr.
gonna be
Graham,
Drake.
Mr. Drake, nice to meet you."
Drake.
Drake.
Hell no.
What are you talking about, Drake? Shouts out, Soldier Boy.
Soulja.
Soldier Boy, tell him.
Ooh.
No, but like, I've just never really been a huge fan of him. So if he releases new music, I'm not one to be like, "Oh, I gotta play that right now." You know what I mean?
Even like So Far Gone and like dating back to then.
Nah, I
just not been
never
rocking with
really,
it.
I just never really got into it.
I feel you. I
I
respect
had a
it.
lot of friends who did, and like, I
Okay,
think
back then that was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
I mean, I think a lot of people. I mean, everyone our age, like that's why he's gotten so big, and like he continues to grow and just make leaps and bounds. And whether it's
Yeah.
business or music, like he's always just taking it to the next level.
Mhm.
And I completely respect him for that. Like I agree, his hustle and his grind. His music is just not for me.
It doesn't
Key
connect
Money
with them.
remembers when
not
the
me.
game changed for me for Drake. That was
Oh.
damn
When?
near
Wait,
that was
remind me,
freshman
bro.
year, bro. When Dirty Sprite 2 came out,
Oh,
and they came
yeah,
out with
yeah,
that
yeah,
joint
the future,
mixtape.
bro. Yeah,
that
Talking about
Diamonds
what
on
it's-
Me
What a time to be
Dancing.
alive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
that was like a
That-
whole new. It came out of the blue because Lemonade came out of the blue too, and it was just like all this dope ass music just coming out,
Mhm.
and like every single track on if you're reading this is too late because it was like a free release on
yeah.
on DatPiff for like a day, and so I copped
True.
it, and I was just like I remember just like every single song, bro, was on repeat for like
Oh yeah, he was just bumping that.
just months.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
the
It
that
was a vibe
project.
for real.
And Nothing Was the Same.
That's
were-
my favorite of all
were probably
time.
the two that I enjoyed the most of what I've actually listened to.
Yeah.
I just feel like especially now we're getting into this.
Now we full deep.
I
in.
mean, now with his albums, I feel like he's one of those guys who releases huge albums
yeah.
just because he knows that people will stream it and his streaming numbers will go skyrocket because people are going to stream the 25 song albums that he releases no matter if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
And like he just fills it up with songs.
Yeah, and to add to that, bro, I don't know if you've seen his that like 2-hour interview he had on Rap Caviar or something. He dropped it like early January or something.
Oh yeah.
He kind of touched on that, and he was saying like it was kind of like that, but obviously, you know, he's gonna say whatever he's gonna say. You don't know if it's true or not, but just from his words, he was just like, he likes putting out those big albums. Just I don't know. He doesn't approach everyone as concisely per his words that he said, but I don't know. He just said he likes keeping it old school and like beefing it up. You feel me? Like just putting in hella tracks into the album, and it's just like,
That's fair.
you know.
Chris Brown's latest album was like 40 tracks, like 30 something tracks. It was
I
like
ain't gonna listen to no Chris Brown.
insane.
Yeah,
Like-
It was like a double album, 40 songs, like something ridiculous.
That's a bit excessive.
That's a
Like,
lot.
that's
it
a much.
is,
That's
and like I'll
you know,
commend
too
him.
much.
have y'all heard one
Not
track?
a not
Off
a
of that?
second, not a second of the
No,
album.
No. I mean,
Or-
shout out Chris Brown. He doing his
Shout,
thing. Well,
yeah, shout out Chris Brown.
half shout out Chris Brown, bro. He's got history. G. We ain't finna co-sign all Chris Brown. You feel me?
Facts.
Not on this show.
I mean, I guess we want to go down that
Like
rabbit
early
hole,
2000s.
but- Then I have to change the
the
title
one
of
that-
the video.
Trying to open Pandora's box right
Early
now. and I don't
2000s.
really
I have
wanna
to change
do
it
that.
to Northside Plug and
2000s.
CECE talks domestic abuse with Chris Brown and Riri.
Oh jeez. I mean, early 2000s.
Yeah, I don't really want to open that box up.
Hey,
We're
early
gonna.
Shout out domestic violence.
okay, no,
Okay,
shut up.
no.
Rewind, bro. What are you doing?
Anti-shout
G?
out
Shout
that.
out. Out of all the
He
shows,
said
what-
anti-shout.
the one show we have a woman on our show, bro. You gonna
Right, but you know, I done had my fair share, and you know.
Jeez.
unfortunate, bro. Now you bringing up.
No, I'm
memories,
saying
dude.
like
no,
like,
not
if
you.
it's
I'm talking
gonna
about
be the boys
Justin.
against
I
the girls. I might win this time. I feel a little swole today.
Oh jeez.
No, it's all love on Northside Plug. We ain't on no, you feel me? It's all love, positivity on this side. So,
Screw Chris Brown.
But at the end of the day, man, like Drake is a good artist, bro.
No, and going back to him, like I understand why people enjoy him, and like there are some songs that I listen to and I'm just like, oh, like God's Plan. When God's Plan came out, that was like the theme song for the Ramblers run in 2018.
Basically,
because like literally, we kept saying it's God's plan.
Yeah,
and like like
Sister
that.
Jean bumping that. Bro.
Yeah, like Sister Jean was probably bumping that tune, and like
Sister
that,
Jean
and
is like a 100-year-old, basically 100-year-old nun of Loyola. If you didn't know.
And yeah, that and the Nice for What, like those two songs came out, and like those I was like, all right, these I enjoy these.
Yeah.
But it's just not for me. But I totally understand. Like everyone else loves him, and that's perfectly fine. Like that's what the beauty of music is. It's all subjective.
It's all subjective, exactly.
Like you can like whatever you like.
We all have our taste.
He's so successful because the majority of people like his music.
Yeah,
I'm just not in that large majority.
I think it's just cool, bro. How like, obviously like.
And he's Canadian.
True.
Just kidding.
Like songs are songs, obviously. So for example, like if we're gonna take God's Plan, like God's plan is God's plan, right? But we're all gonna listen to it, and we're all gonna have our own opinions, and we're all gonna vibe to it and connect to it like differently. And I think that's just really interesting, and then that goes into the choice of like the music that you listen to or the music that you make, So I don't know, it's just cool.
Kind of dropped off after God's Plan, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, what did he drop after that? Was it Scorpion?
I don't know.
Scorpion?
That's my point. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He released that mixtape with all his old.
Like,
I know.
He's on the radio now.
We're not on the
We
radio.
listen to our own stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
no, definitely.
Life is good.
True.
I really rock with Life is Good.
Wait, how does that go again?
Working on the weekend like usual.
Oh yeah. That's
Wait
dope. That's dope. Definitely.
like usual.
Yeah.
And that visual is crazy too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with Future, that was that was hot. That was super hot.
Yeah,
that was super hot. Yeah, and how it like switched when Future went on and everything. That was dope. 100% agree. Yeah. But if we're gonna go on music, my man's Kendrick Lamar, bro. I don't know if y'all seen. He dropped this like snippet. It's like 4 minutes or so on I don't know if he put it on everything, but it was on Twitter.
It's for like a brand, isn't it? What's it called?
PG Lang.
PG Lang. I watched the video today and I was so kind of confused by it. Oh, was it pglang.com?
Yeah, but I feel like
you saying PG Lang?
PG Lang,
okay.
Lang. It was dope. It was like a 4.5 minute visual, and I'm gonna leave it to y'all to like go see it because it's super dope. But it's just a very like gets you thinking type of visual, and it's like super clear, super dope. Georgia Smith is in it.
Shouts out Georgia.
I forgot her name too, from Grownish, and then I forgot the name of the artist too, but he's like Kendrick's cousin or something.
Baby Keem.
Baby Keem. That orange soda is my bop right now. Dude, it so is.
True.
And Yara Shahidi.
Yeah. So it's just really cool. I just love Kendrick, man.
An hour before that happened, that video dropped and like the website dropped. Everyone saw he took everything off his Instagram, and everyone's like, album's coming, and then of course like, nope, it's like his brand, like PG Lang.
But I think he was promoting like the music too. Like he's promoting the brand, and that's the relaunch of whatever the next stage of Kendrick Lamar is, But like also as the artist, he's promoting his music and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is super smart, Like Kendrick is. I watched that visual and I'm like, this man is at least in hip hop. I can't say music in general, but I feel like in hip hop, man, like he's got to be the best. He's got to be the best.
So I've noticed kind of a trend in the way that people have been releasing their projects and content lately, and that they're kind of segmenting their entire drops, like part 1 of a project and part 2, and like I've seen like the logistical sense behind it, so like it makes it more digestible for people to like take it in chunks, but like what do you guys think of it in terms of like being able to get a sense of like artistically what an entire project is by segmenting it rather than having it being dropped as an entire thing? Does it like kind of compromise its integrity in lieu of like being able to be more digestible, or is it kind of where you see the future of music releases and such kind of heading towards?
Regarding what type of project?
Like an album or a mixtape, like they'll segment it, like the first half of this project you're going to be getting like at the beginning of the year, the second half, or it really depends, but I've seen that that trend of like kind of extending a release or segmenting a release.
I think I'm that annoying person. I think I do that.
So
I mean, segment your project.
Yeah, I kind of like break things down and just give you this much and then this much and then that much and then see how you take it. And then once I feel like you're with it, then I'll give you the whole thing.
True.
Yeah.
Like it takes me a while to even push out things because I'm always like waiting to see what everybody else is gonna think first. And they're like, why haven't you dropped this? And I'm like, I'm not ready. Y'all not ready.
Do you do it because you feel like people will be able to consume it more easily?
To be honest, I don't know why I do it. I'm kind of always on some like right time, right place type stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, I'm in the mood for this, so I'm gonna drop this.
Yeah.
Like I'll just hold everything in the vault and just see what works. And I don't know, that kind of works for me.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's a trend that's like kind of becoming more popular that I've personally noticed over the past like 6 months alone.
It's easier that way. You take your time, you do it how you want, you know what I'm saying? And if you gotta go back to the drawing board 100 times, so be it.
Yeah.
And it is
I mean, unless
unless
like the project is intended to be like listened to from start to finish as like one whole story project or just thematically whatever. But if it's just like to keep the content going and flowing, like.
And you know what I think too, bro? I feel like with just how streaming has really come up and how just music is so accessible and it's so much easier for an artist to be independent, you know, I feel like it's easier for that artist to be able to like stretch out your music and stuff rather than, you know, I mean, obviously once you get up there and you start delegating with labels and whatnot, they have more control, obviously, depending on your plan. And
even then, like he got like sub projects in his other projects. You see him over here. Everybody does that, you know.
I know it's cooking.
And I think a little bit of that kind of relating to the streaming, kind of going back to my thing with like Drake and like the 25 plus song albums. Like if people have short attention spans nowadays, and like they don't want to listen to something that has like or not usually they don't want to listen to like a 30 song album. So like if people split that up, like, oh, here's 10 songs here, and then you'll get 10 songs in like a couple months or however they break it down. Just like kind of as the artist
every 3-4 months you'll get he dropped a mixtape. He dropped a mixtape. He dropped a mixtape.
Exactly. And people love new music. They
just
eat it up.
I mean, that's how Dex came up. You know what I mean? Like he just kept like rapid fire, just like steady, just drop over and over and over for like an entire summer until like 2-3 major hits. Just kind of like segued him into a more like I don't know. Higher tier artistic level,
just building that buzz in the city. You feel me? It's just like you start wherever you're starting, and you know you got people around you that rock with you, you know, and that's kind of where it starts, and then you just got to build and expand and network from there, and then it's just like it takes off as far as you push it and as much hard work that you put into it at the end of the day, you know.
Well, I like see with like the algorithms, right? Like you have a 25 track project versus a 10-track project, and the entirety of it is diversified. You know what I mean? You can get like 5 different genres in an entire album and streamed on like 10 different playlists. You know what I mean? It's just gonna exponentially kind of curate that traffic. And I'm just thinking about it on a logistical standpoint, on like how kind of streaming is fueling the whole movement of gaining traffic and gaining a community around your image as an artist. So yeah, I see the logic behind all of it, and I anticipate to see more and more of it, like those like deluxe, like those bigger deluxe editions of like the same project that was like basically spread throughout the course of a year. So it'll be interesting to see how where it evolves from that point as well.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think as more people, I mean, as streaming keeps continuing to growing, I think people will find new and different ways to kind of keep making that content, whether it be splitting up projects in multiple things or
I want to hear what other people think about this. You want to give them the caller line?
Yeah, if you have any if you want to chime into our conversation, feel free to call into our caller line. That phone number is 312-985-7834. Again, that's 312-985-7834. Please call in.
Chime in.
Opinions, any questions for CECE or any questions for the
BKE.
Call on top.
yeah, if you have any questions for us or you want to chop it up, and feel free to give us a call.
Oh dang, we did miss a call like 10 minutes ago.
Wow, that's
I didn't hear it.
Justino.
Please call back.
Did you hear it?
You got Northside plugged on silent, bro. Come on, man. You got us on silent mode.
I don't have.
I didn't see a notification. No, I'm with you. No, we usually hear the ring. I'm with you.
Me too, bro.
I'm messing with you, bro.
Too.
Take a joke, bro.
I'm with you. Just a prank, bro. Just
Pranks over here. Jeez, he'll put a stick up your butt, dude.
It's all good.
All right, Northside plug in the building. Q4 Radio. Hope y'all enjoying the show. We got CECE BKE, excuse me, in the building. Before we transition into our next segment, we always gotta hit on some sports. Boss Dan, you got anything on your mind that's been going on in the week of sports?
Two things. First thing, we didn't really talk about it last week, but I wish we kind of did. The James Harden and Giannis beef that's been growing is awesome for the NBA. Because like nowadays, like people always say like, oh, the league, like all the older players are like, the league's gone soft or the league's gone soft. So I love James Harden just like stirring this pot. Yeah, I love it. And after like Giannis, whatever his name is, Antetokounmpo threw shots at him at the All-Star draft. Yeah. And then Harden's like, "Oh, I wish I was just 7 feet and could dunk. Like that would be so much easier for me. That doesn't require any skill."
I respect the clapback, right? But I felt like that was a very like childish response.
Yeah, it was.
Like, come on, bro. You couldn't think of something better to say.
Yeah, I agree. I think he could have thought something better, but I just
too good, bro.
Yeah, agreed. And that's why I don't think it really matters like how intellectual what they say is, as long as it like strikes a chord. Because like Giannis went out the next night and dropped 40 and 20. Like like it's ridiculous. So on the 25th, so like 3 weeks, the Rockets are going to Milwaukee to play. So that'll be in. So we'll keep an eye out for that when that comes. I think that's gonna be. Is that a Wednesday? It is a Wednesday. Perfect. So it'll be the night. Right. It'll be the night before our show, and we'll talk about the next day and see what's going on there. Yeah. So that was the one thing that I wanted to touch on that we forgot. And of course, as this is March, as John Rothstein says, that means March Madness is upcoming. But before we get March Madness, we have conference tournaments, and tonight Arch Madness started with your Loyola Ramblers, the number 2 seed. They're going to play tomorrow afternoon at 6 o'clock on ESPN Plus for all you ESPN Plus streamers out there. They're going to take on the winner of Evansville and Valparaiso, which is currently live right now.
Did they get like a bye?
Yeah, they got a bye because as the 2 seed, they finished 1 game back of the 1 seed. But this season, I mean, this tournament, like I said last week, or I've said it to everyone who's asked me, like, oh, what do you think? It's like, you just got to win 3 games. You got to win Friday, you got to win Saturday, and then you got to win Sunday. And that's how you get back to the big dance. One of the things that I think Loyola needs to focus on is just staying consistent, because some of these games, they just get themselves in a hole, or they'll have a lead and then they'll lose it by just letting the other team get back into it. Like their last game against Bradley, they let Bradley go on. They were up like 25, and they let Bradley go on a 20-0 run to get them back into the game. And then they won, but like it was very close, and it shouldn't have been that close. So they just have to play their game, stay consistent. Feed Cameron Krutwig on every possession. Feed him on every possession, because he should have been the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year, but he wasn't. That's a whole nother discussion. And they got to hit free throws. They're the worst shooting free throw team, and that's how you win in March, is by shooting.
They're really
free
the
throws.
worst in the
conference. They're like 60. I was just looking at what are they?
Porter is not happy. Bro.
Yeah, Porter.
How was Porter allowing that, bro? To be honest,
they shoot 66%, and they shoot. They've shot the most free throws, and they've missed. They shot the most free throws, and they've.
Cause bro, like that one, I went to a game with Boss Dan a couple weeks ago, and who did they play again?
A couple weeks ago, was that Indiana State?
No. Regardless, anyways, like they were up, and the same thing. They were up, and then they just kept missing their free throws, and that was the thing that was really allowing the other team to get back into the game, because exactly that. They were playing lackadaisical, in like the end of the fourth quarter, especially in the end of the fourth quarter. And they just finessed with defense to get to win the game. But you can't, especially when it's playoff time or, conference play. You gotta lock in defensively, and you gotta take advantage of every opportunity that you have to score.
Absolutely.
You know?
So it's gonna be a great weekend of college basketball as always, and then yeah, I'm just very excited as always. Like I said, like it's best time of year because this is when basketball gets going. NBA and NHL hit their strides. Baseball's going to start up soon.
True.
The draft kind of still creates that buzz in the NFL.
Right.
And these Astro players are just getting pelted and
warming up. Good.
Good.
They deserve it.
They're in spring training, bro.
They deserve it.
Bro, was it true?
They're going to get booed all year long,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be here for it.
Was it true? I don't know if this was real. It was on some like article. I just read the title. It was like supposedly the Astros are gonna like celebrate their ALCS rings or something like that. If they do that, bro,
I don't know.
that's the ultimate amount of petty. Like, how
I
do
didn't hear that, but
you steal?
That would be.
You cheat your way to the World Series, and then you don't take accountability for it, and then you rub that ring in their face. Not even the ring, the losing ring, basically.
Yeah, basically the second.
Acknowledging that you know. But you just like you can't do nothing about it.
Right.
You feel me?
It's
like,
gonna wherever they go this year, they're gonna get booed.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be. I'm here for it because I mean, what they did was the biggest scandal. Like when we spoke about this weeks ago, the biggest scandal since steroids. Like it's that major.
And you got A-Rod on national television
Oh,
admitting
A-Rod.
to his mistakes when he never would before.
Oh.
To undermine his situation to make the Astros look worse, bro. That man is so slick, bro.
He always has to make it about himself.
Talking about I was the
I had to sit out. I lost $35 million and had to sit out for a year and a half. And look where I'm at now, broadcasting on ESPN, and everyone loves me now because I redeemed myself. I hate that guy so much.
Boston Red Sox.
He's so good at his job though. When he's in the booth, when he's not talking about himself, like when he talks baseball, I love it. Like he's so intellectually smart because he's just a baseball genius.
Yeah.
But then like when he makes it about himself and like he'll always like rash on himself. Like he'll be like, oh, I didn't win in a lot of rings, and like he'll make fun of it. But like at the same time, I'm just like, I hate this dude.
Yeah.
But he had to make it about himself, and it's not a good comparison. I was listening to this one baseball podcast today, Starting Nine, shouts out the Grounds crew, and they kind of hinted on that, and they were just like, this is not the same thing. Like you went, like the Astros were kind of like, all right, like go ahead and take a look. A-Rod was hiring people to help them get out of his situation. Like he was like, I need you to hide some of this stuff.
That's where all the $35 million went, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then like the Astros were just kind of like, all right, we gotta let you look at what you can.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a whole different story. But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Baseball's coming up, so I'm very excited for that as
Yeah.
March Madness keeps going.
And I'm not a golf man, but it's always exciting to see the Masters come. It's a
Those
feeling of
commercials.
spring. You feel me?
Yeah, those when the March Madness games are on CBS and the commercials are the Masters commercials.
Yeah, you're like, all right,
I
warm
saw-
weather on the way.
I saw my first Masters commercial at like the middle of February, and
True.
that's when you know that spring is coming.
Okay.
That's how my indication.
Yep.
But
Punxsutawney Phil.
he said we were getting early spring, so
Yep.
shouts out to him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, keep on the lookout for Arch Madness. Any of you ESPN Plus subscribers, tune into that. The championship will be on CBS on Sunday. I believe it's at 2:00. Hopefully Loyola's in that game.
Yeah.
So
Knock on wood.
hopefully we will see you all there and enjoy. Yeah, exactly.
Ring the bell of luck. Excuse me. Ring the bell of luck.
Exactly. So I hope you all enjoy it and just get excited for playoff basketball and the intensity and fill out all your brackets and just get amped.
Just to get on the outside of winter, bro. We got the time change coming this weekend, you know. So we'll be more light. It'll be getting darker later. So, but you know, it's gonna be nice. So, any other last topics on sports? CeCe, are you involved in the sports world? You got
No, that's why I'm quiet over here like a church mouse. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Well, I hope you've learned something today.
One last question. I think I said this last week, but I want to reiterate it because people are asking me this question. I don't know where Tom Brady's going, and I'm going,
Jimmy?
and I'm waiting. I'm any speculation that comes out is all just hearsay about what this person heard and what that person heard. Oh, he's going to go to the Raiders. Oh, no, he's going to the Titans. Oh, he's staying in New England. No, he's going to go to the Chargers. We don't know anything. Like, you can't make a decision until, like, new league year starts in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So until then, anything that I hear, I'm taking it with a grain of salt, as like a it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about that. So don't ask me about Brady until the new league year starts.
Tom Brady to the 49ers, bro.
Sure. Hey, if we get Jimmy G in return, that's fine with me.
That would be dope, bro.
That's fine with me.
Y'all would get straight to the Super Bowl and lose again, right? That one was for ISO. I love you, boss. Damn,
Yeah,
bro.
whatever,
It's all
man.
love.
Hey,
you got your
can't win every year,
championships,
right?
bro.
Can't win every year, right, guys?
That's coming from the insecurity of a Chicago sports fan right now, bro. And we're struggling out here, bro. We're struggling. You said what?
Kobe White, baby.
Kobe White, Zach LaVine, man, like, woohoo.
Not Jim Boylan.
Not Jim Boylan.
Not Garpax.
10 minutes, 10 seconds? I don't even remember. He called a timeout.
Yeah, with
terrible time, bro. And Zach LaVine is visibly like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Why are you tweaking?
You can the
Why you
visual
got this
angst
down?
from the players is really unsettling. Like you
Yeah.
just gotta know that it's
You
not.
just
good.
feel, bro, like when, I don't know, Justin, if you peeped this, and we'll kind of close it out after this. When we went to First Take, bro, like when Zach LaVine came in the building, I don't know, like I just got this vibe off of him. He was just like, ugh, you know. And this is All-Star Weekend, Chicago. He's on First Take. Like this is something where you're like, yeah, you ready? You're supposed to be like pumped, and he was just like, I'm ready to get through this. I'm just going with the motions, just like not in good spirits. And he was blown that he didn't make the All-Star team on top of it all, you know. So I don't know. Yeah, it just sucks being a Chicago sports fan right now. That's what I'm gonna leave it at. That's where it's at.
Hey,
So.
good. A positive thing for is the Southsiders. I think the Southsiders are going to be really good
Yes,
this year.
sir. Got my socks hat on.
Let's go.
We're gonna be decent,
They're
bro.
they're gonna be good this year.
We just locked in.
excited
What
for
was his name, bro? 70
Yon
mil.
Moncada.
Yep.
Hey, you got him from the Red Sox, so you're welcome.
Mhm.
Meanwhile,
Thank
Chris
you.
Sale
Appreciate
might
you.
need Tommy John surgery.
You're welcome. Y'all got a chip, bro. Y'all gonna be
I know.
good. Y'all gonna be
No,
all
we
right.
aight. We signed Mookie Betts next offseason. We're gonna be fine.
I don't know about that. I think you're living in dreamland, bro.
I'm living in Wrigleyville.
Transition.
All right. Yeah, that's enough sports talk for today. We'll get more into it next week, of course, as baseball season approaches, and next week when March Madness gets even closer. Once we get a better idea of the bracket. And yeah, that's all we
100%.
got. So we're gonna take a quick short break, and then we'll get into our interview with CECE BKE. So make sure you don't touch that dial if you're on there at AM radio. Stay with us. We'll be right back with a quick break here on Northside Plug, the Q4 Radio.
Northside Plug. Make sure you call in 312-985-7834.
985-7834.
Oh,
Dial
I
it.
gotta learn that. No.
We'll write it down for you. We gotcha.
You can memorize it. And then you can call in when you're not here. Tell your homies. Okay, Northside Plug. We'll be right back. Q4 Radio. CCBKE.
Yeah. Come on. Take one step at a time and tryna find your own light. Yeah. It ain't gon' happen overnight. It ain't gon' happen overnight. Yeah. Take this shit one step at a time because this ain't gon' happen overnight. No, overnight now. But I'm working overtime. I'm working overnight. Overnight, yeah, overnight. It's overnight, yeah. Turn out all the lights, yeah. Cause we out of sight, yeah. Maybe I'm the great, yeah. Yeah, that's where you find me. Hey, symbolizing how we shining, more exciting. Hey, this is our time. We stand. Ain't no time for weekend party. Yeah. If you talking shit, don't get me started. Yeah, this uncharted. Yeah, we see the end of this vision clear. I thought, yeah. Then I realized life was kinda hard. Yeah. Got a boss, so call me Rick Rock. Yeah. Remember this ride into Rick Rock.
Sponsored by nobody. We gonna get there. We gonna get them sponsors.
Sponsored by G Money's new exclusive track
Hey,
from his mixtape.
you feel me?
Don't
Dreamland
peep that.
coming at 12 a.m. midnight tonight.
Overnight.
Oh, that was overnight. That was overnight. So y'all listen to that overnight, please, por favor. But we got CECE BKE in the building.
Yes.
Appreciate you being here. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Excellent. Thank you for bearing with us in our. It was actually that wasn't.
It wasn't that bad. It
We
wasn't
didn't go
that
into a lot
bad.
of
I
sports.
really didn't. You know, it was kind of like you guys were speaking a different language, but it's okay. I stood in tune a little bit.
Like I said, you learn a little something new. You feel me?
Yeah.
We're all trying to learn every day. So, I don't know. Do you want to start off just going a little bit about yourself? Obviously, we know your name, but where you're from, what do you do? Introduce yourself to the world of Q4 and Northside Plug.
Okay, my name is CECE BKE. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Chicago. I'm from the West Side. I've been rapping since I was like 13, 14. Before that, I was doing poems.
Dope.
I don't know how I ended up where I am now, but hey, I've
Did
been
you do
rocking
slam
with
at
it.
all? Like slam poetry?
No.
No.
I just like wrote,
Hopped right into the
little.
into the rap.
Yeah, I wrote a few little pieces here and there, and then it just turned into like, ooh, ooh, ooh. It just got rough after that, and it never went back.
Couldn't not be a rap, you know what I mean? You can't just contain it within a.
Exactly. It's just something that like kind of calls to you. I don't know. Like I'm curious actually, cause like for me it was similar, you know, but it just kind of clicked. Like, what was that moment for you that was like, okay, boom, now I'm finna take off?
Okay, so I don't know why. I think my best friend at the time, his name was Fabian. He had told me to write a song, and I was like, all right, cool. Now, Chirac was popping at the
True.
time. It was just trending. Everybody was doing it, everybody from Chicago. So it was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And then when I did it, it just went crazy. So I was like, oh, that's how y'all feel? All right, I'm going to keep doing it. So I really just kept dropping freestyles on the internet, and they just kept going crazy. So then I was like, all right. Those little 30-second freestyles turned into like 2-minute songs, and then I just went from there and just never stopped.
Yeah.
I really don't know how. I think my friends just was like, you sound raw, go do that. So I was like, okay. And when I did it, I couldn't stop listening to myself.
True.
I couldn't even believe what I heard. You know that first time when you play it back and you like, oh,
Like, damn.
yeah, I could do this.
Did
And
it
then
throw you off?
It went off from there.
Or was it like you just said it was like, yo?
It was
like,
a comfort feeling. I remember
cool.
like just having the mic and just being in my own zone, saying whatever I want to say.
Yeah.
It was a good feeling. Even
Yeah.
then, like when I would do shows, I would get caught in the spotlight and I'd be like, oh yeah, I could stay here for a while.
Yeah.
It's like a natural, you know how you said you just went in there and did your own thing? It's like a natural thing where you just feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a calling, I guess.
100%. That's
How long
crazy.
you been like releasing stuff and like do you perform?
I do perform, but I'm not even gonna lie. I have my moments where I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. I get a little shy. I do get shy when it comes to performing, just because I feel like as a female, you definitely have to bring it. You have to look the part, be the part, move the part, and all that other stuff. You got to kind of be like a triple threat as a girl. You can't just stand there and just rap.
Yeah.
So it comes with a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get a little scared. I become a diva. I'm not going to lie. I do.
Have you done like big performances, kind of more like local?
More like local. I mean, I went on tour 2018 with this dude called Oh No. We went to like Albuquerque and Colorado and a couple places. And I was kind of shocked because over there they show you big love. Like you get way more love than you do your own city. And that's so crazy to me because it's like, y'all know me. You know what I'm saying? But hey, no. Over there it was like rocking.
Yeah.
That was probably like the best time of my life though.
True. That's dope. Well, it's like, it's kind of the outside, especially like from being from Chicago, you know, like the outside perspective looking in, like for us, there's so many artists, right? And we're in this community, right? And there's so much going on. It's just like normalized to us. Too much going on, right? But when you're on the outside, and when you're from Albuquerque or like Nebraska, and like if you're into, you know, like just dope music and you happen to stumble upon Chicago music or hip hop, it's dope. You feel me? And it's like you want to know who those artists are. You like we know what's up, but they don't know what's up. They think we live in the lives of millionaires. You feel me?
Well, it's like it's the same elusiveness as like us thinking of like, like Atlanta or something. You know what I mean?
Cali or
Like someone
something.
outside of Chicago looking at Chicago,
yeah.
like, oh man, it's got this vibe
Yeah.
about it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. I feel like artists within the Chicago community have this kind of like standard of just like, this is our sound, and like, I don't know, like you can have your own lane, but it's like, I don't know, the people that kind of stick out are the ones that can kind of converge the two the best.
Yeah.
Because there's every dude and his brother and his dog like trying to like replicate the same sound, and then you got like a bunch of new wave people just trying to like be experimental. But
there's a lot of G Herbos out here, bro. I've noticed there's a lot of G.
There's only one G Herbo, you know what I mean?
But there's
like,
a lot of G Herbo copycats, bro. I've really noticed that. Real talk, bro. Like, you know,
yeah,
like,
I hear it.
I'm not downing on it, and it's like that's the influence of Herb. You feel me? But it's just like, to your point, you know, you got to implement that style. If you're from Chicago or whatever city you're from, implement the style where you're from, but do your thing, speak your message. Speak
To
your
me,
truth,
I feel like it's kind of like, if you feed off what another artist is doing and it's not your life and it's not what's going on, and you're not really making music for you, from you, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
And then if other people don't understand what you're trying to give out, whatever message it may be, it's not gonna work for them. But it's like, over time, I think I've done my own thing for so long that certain people be like, you know, yeah, okay, that's cool, I felt that. A lot of people will be like, no, we don't even know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it
To each
comes
his
down to
own.
how you communicate it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, you can have a dude with a, I don't know, like a semi-track with like crazy visuals that kind of gives an entire new layer and meaning to like, I don't know, a song that might have been overlooked. You know, and it comes down to like how multifaceted are you as an artist. You know, like you don't just see at least like successful like just producers. You know, like you know, you got producers who are photographers and engineers.
Justino Cochino.
I'm just saying, like, that was my mindset coming
If you
into
wanted
it.
to shout yourself out.
No, I'm just saying, like, someone, like, my mindset was like, I don't want to be limited to just like one branch.
Yeah,
of, like,
100%.
the entire piece.
Yeah,
of it.
100%. Real talk. And it's like in today's age, bro, like you kind of have to, you know, it's like, at least in speaking of hip hop, you know, you go back to say the 80s, even the 90s and stuff, it's just strictly bars, bro. Who's coming with the bars? You feel me? Who's coming with the best of the best?
Yeah.
Rhyme schemes, lyricism, metaphors, all that. Now, you know, you got the beats and everything is just more.
Because the presentation of like the battle rap, you know what I mean? Like the confrontation there, like, because people would show face, right? And people would understand the vibe of something like a battle rap and like what it meant to like just be on the spot and be like shredding someone off the dome versus like people nowadays, because nobody goes anywhere at the end of the day, like compared to how it used to be. Like people getting people to come to an event or is a lot harder than it would be to just like literally lay something in front of their face, high quality.
It ain't for the love of the sport anymore. It's more, what can this situation do for me, right? And if it doesn't utilize my full whatever, right, my satisfaction, I'm not gonna go because it doesn't interest me, you know, which sucks because at the end of the day, we just want to go out and link up with the homies and do stuff.
That's how we are within everything. Well, that's how I am. I can speak. I probably should speak for myself. If something just can't get my full on energy, or just, you know, I can't get it like that, I'll just slowly back off. It's not for me. It's not for me. I'll just go manifest the right things.
You were kind of speaking on like messages. What would you say your message, or who is CECE BKE to, you know, what are you trying to project to the,
like, your
the
mission
universe?
statement?
I really don't know.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because where I am right now is like, it's such a tough space where I don't know if I want to like be completely positive or just look at it like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really know where I'm at. It's kind of like.
Could you describe maybe like, because I know people like to be as diverse as they can with their sound. How would you describe like your range sonically? Like from like you can get anywhere from here to here if you're listening to me.
I feel like I can make you cry, or I can make you turn up. You know what I'm saying? Whatever mood I was feeling when I wrote it or when I made the song is how you're gonna feel by the time you're done listening to it. No matter what it is. Like I have different feelings, different pieces for different things. Like you know me a little bit more. I really get into my own like person.
Yeah.
And the realer that I am with myself, the realer that everybody else is with me. Like if I say something that's like deep, they be like, man. I remember when I was in high school, I did this piece for my choir class. Now he told me I had to write a poem for everybody to sing, and I kind of came to him like, okay, I'm not good at poems, but I got this rap. And he was like, what? All right, perform it. And when I started, I forgot I don't even remember what I was saying, but I remember that I mentioned losing my brother. And I wanted to cry because that was my first time in front of the whole class mentioning that. And then I seen another girl cry. And then everybody else came and gave me a hug after, and I felt good saying how I felt and seeing how everybody else reacted to it. So once I seen that, that's how I started to just get real deep to the core to my own situations and then just projecting it. I'm very good at talking about how I feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know.
Which as we get older, you see is like surprisingly harder and harder for others. You know what I mean? Like even people who are like who grew up kind of speaking their mind. A
lot of people are worried about what everybody else thinks,
right?
And that's like the last thing that I'm worried about. I really, it didn't matter regardless. It doesn't pay my bills. It won't pay yours. It's like, you know, everybody. Life is too short. So you either way, whatever it is that you want to do, just do it however you want to do it. And what are they gonna say? They're either gonna like it or they're not gonna like it. So, I've always just kept it real with myself and seen how that worked out for me.
Definitely. Well, like based off kind of the. Well, let me ask you this: have you dropped a project before, or is it mostly singles? And
I was going to drop a project. It was called 21 Savage on my 21st birthday. I was gonna drop 21 Savage, and I just felt like I wasn't ready. I felt like I didn't have enough people paying attention to what I was dropping. So I was like, what's the point in me giving my all into this if no one is listening to it right now? So I figured I was gonna wait. I was gonna get that, you know, get a little stamina up, get everybody focused on it, and then it's still in the vault. I just don't know what I'm gonna call it because I'll be 23 now. So it's like, that's long overdue.
Well, it'll definitely come.
New Jordan era
for sure. Yeah, it's crazy.
Or you can go somewhere with Kobe if you wait another year.
Yeah,
right up.
Who knows? We'll see how that works.
R.I.P. I forgot my point. I'm gonna throw it to y'all. Y'all got a question?
Projects.
I forgot my point. I forgot my point. Anyways, whatever. You were talking about projects, talking about visual. How about Liz? We'll go into some of your visuals. Like, you have a decent amount out right now. How many would you say you have?
Maybe like 10 or 12.
Okay, that's a decent amount. That's a
I feel like that's not that much.
It's not a lot,
like,
but at the same
like
time,
I mean, I see people who like have followings like reposting the same things from like 2-3 years ago. You know, so like the fact that you have that like kind of speaks more than you think it does.
Yeah,
true.
I only have 3, you know, and like you said, I've been pushing out from a few years ago, just trying to anticipate leading up.
But you have a mixtape and I don't, so it's like working. You know what I'm saying? It's still working as long as you working.
Every journey's
unique. To put it in perspective, you feel me? Like, we're a couple years apart. I'm damn near, or you're damn near where I was at that age. You feel me? So you gotta think about it like that too. You're where you are now compared to where I was. I don't even think I had a video out. You feel me? Like, it's just all, like you said, it's just staying in your lane, not worrying about what everybody else is doing. It's you know your life best, you know yourself, and you know what, even if you don't necessarily at the moment know how to put it in words, like, you know what you're trying to put out and project and what you're trying to connect with, right? You know,
and that's the music that gets drawn to people, is when people keep it real and like people tell their stories, and you can feel, and like just like that choir story you were telling, like that they could feel that in that like really gravitated towards people. And that's what I think the best artists do, is that they tell their stories and they're able to make people gravitate towards them. And to see that, especially maybe even in your visuals, if you can still kind of help tell those stories. I think that's what is so great about visuals, is being able to take, all right, here's what I wrote, but I want to present it this way, or like just kind of
like going back to that orange soda, that Baby Keem, the video has nothing to do with what the dude's talking about whatsoever, but it's just like, it's so controversial in the way that it's shot. It's like it brings a certain edge to the song that like I don't know. I would have probably written it off as like more of just like a I don't know, like a casual kick it bop, you know what I mean? But like I don't know, it added a completely new dimension to the way that like I saw Baby Keem as an artist. Like I discovered that he was Kendrick's cousin after I kind of delved into that song. Like you know, like the sound kind of resonated with me, but like I don't know, I guess there are certain points where you like kind of reconnect with your old self, like when you were a fan and used to listen to music a different way, because like I'm sure you understand, like you can't listen to music the same way being you know a product
and it
of someone who
sucks
makes
so
it.
bad.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Hell yeah.
So like when I see an artist do something differently, that kind of puts me in that pocket of like, oh man, like I can see how a fan would
I can appreciate
yeah,
this,
exactly.
Yeah.
And it inspires me to just like look at the process a little differently, you know, maybe not just like the way that he took it, like
and then how can I not apply what this person is exactly doing, but apply just the inspiration of doing something different,
like the concept of like he's doing something that would seem inconsistent, but it works. And so like it's I don't know, it's an encouraging thing for a creative to feel more comfortable kind of stepping outside certain boundaries or standards that are set in the current environment. I don't know, the more comfortable we are as artists like stepping outside of like certain boundaries while also being cognizant of what they are, I don't know, the more movement there will be with I don't know, any sort of like push you're trying to make for your image.
100%. So I feel like, you know, being from Chicago, and I don't know, I feel like Chicago music is it's in a state of like, not in a good or bad way, it's just in a state of like flux, right? Like there's opportunity for new artists to really shine and grow, right? And you know, I feel like at the peak of Chicago music, at least within the 21st century, it was pretty much how I explain it to people, is like you got the drill movement and then you got the Save Money movement, right? So you got drill movement with, you know, Herb, King Louie, Chief Keef, all them guys, right? And then you got Save Money with Chance, Vic Mensa. I mean, Heard Everybody can kind of fit in there, you know. So that was the two kind of waves. Now with those, they're still prominent, and you got Chance going mainstream and Chief
like
Keef mainstream,
Pivot Gang and stuff.
Yeah, exactly, you know. But locally and on the Chicago scene, I just feel like there's never been more opportunity for a minute to be able to really pop off, you know? Where do you see yourself within the scene of the current Chicago music scene, if that makes sense?
Are you only giving me those two categories?
No. I'm not putting you in the box of those two.
Okay.
I'm just saying like that's kind of the generalization of what's going on. Like now I'm saying it can be whatever. You feel me? And just in your experience of the music game, your day-to-day basis, right? Where do you internally kind of see yourself within it all? Who is kind of going back to who is CECE BKE, but within the realm of Chicago artists? You know, like for those Albuquerque people, for those, you know, how is it your story, or how are you representing Chicago, if that makes sense?
Like, is there like an archetype that you kind of like settle into?
Because there's a story behind all of at least
I don't want to put myself
no, you don't have to
anywhere, you know what I'm saying? But one thing that I can say is that where I'm from, like, I don't even want to get into too much detail, but where I'm from is like a place where people don't quit. You know what I'm saying? It's a place where we go through certain shit that other people won't go through in their you know, hometowns. We really deal with a lot of stuff. Me as just a female, I deal with a lot just going outside. You know what I'm saying? There's too much going on out here. So a lot of people won't understand what it's like to be in those neighborhoods or in where we from, you know what I'm saying, unless they listen to us or they come over here. And even when they're here, they're touring, so they don't really hit those side blocks that, you know what I'm saying, we're from. So I really can't say I'm deep in that. I'm just floating around, you know what I'm saying? As far as music, I don't know where to categorize myself because
that's where I was more going
because
into.
I have my days where I'm just strictly like I'm angry, I'm on some drill stuff, but then I have my days where I feel like I don't know, I might be J. Cole today. I want to be better than this. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, my mood kind of goes with my day and what happens throughout the day. Like I don't really know how to explain it or get into too much detail, but like if you step outside and certain things just go wrong, you gonna have a bad day and you gonna rap about it that way. You know what I'm saying?
So motivate you.
So yeah, I think I really want to fall into realness. That's what I want to go into, where it's just like I'm giving everybody the raw, real what's going on. I really don't want to sugarcoat nothing, and I don't want to over talk it either.
Yeah, I feel you, and you know, I can't speak for every artist or any artist, but that's pretty much my approach as well. You know, like it seems based off what you were saying, you're just versatile, you know. And
I mean, we come from some ugly places, but there's still pretty stuff going on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't really want to shed too much light on the bad stuff, but it happens.
It's
you know what I'm
putting it
saying?
out
It's
there.
where we're from. So hey,
is revealing your experiences and what you've been through, which are real.
I mean, that kind of ties into, I guess you could say that's what my little message is to not quit. You know, not to quit on myself. I've been through a lot from when I was younger to now. So there was a lot of things that could have made me be like, no. Even then when I talked to you the other day, there's a lot of things that make me just want to look the other way and run. Yeah. But there's so many other people that know that, you know what I'm saying? Or like they see that, or they're watching me and they're like, man, she's not quitting, so why would I? So I just really want to open that up. There's nothing but like younger kids around me. I think I'm the only one in my family that's around that 22-year-old range. They're all younger than me or older than me. And all the younger ones will be like, hey, I wrote a song, I did this, I did that. So I really just want to like push the issue of expressing yourself no matter what it is.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, and I feel like that's kind of the approach that any true artist should take. You know, it's just no matter where you're from, no matter what you're going through, just put out and just create what's real to you and what you feel, rather than
you can get caught into a lot of the mess outside. You could get caught into a lot of the social media mess. Just getting in the mix is really easy, and falling in it is even worse. So I don't know, I like to just, you know, I will sit and talk to myself all day and be like, girl, that is not you. That is, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta keep it a G.
It's part of growth. 100% part of growth. Speaking of G's and speaking of money, you just dropped a new video, right? Girls just want to have fun.
Girls just want to have fun.
You want to go into that a little bit? What was the behind the scenes?
So at the time, I was babysitting. I wrote this in 2018, and all of my friends were just doing different things. We all were just like, we're gonna get some money, and we don't care about what it is, how it is, whatever it is. I'm babysitting, she's working a 9 to 5, she's doing this, she's doing that. Everybody was just on their game.
Hustling.
Yes. So I was at a hotel room with my best friend at the time, and I just was, I don't know, I was like, girls just wanna, and it just came out from there. And then that's how the song came about. At first, I was really hesitant to dropping it. I don't know why. I was
the song or the video?
The song. Okay. Like, the video we just shot this year, but the song was recorded in 2018. I don't know why it took me so long. I really was like just scared or nervous, I guess. And then everybody started to sing it over time. Like, all my friends like, play that, play that, play that. And then it got into a larger group of people to the point where we were at the club and they were playing it, and everybody's like, girls just wanna.
That's
so
crazy.
I'm like, okay. And then I finally just pushed the issue to drop it, shoot the video, all that. The video was fun. It was so much fun. You know, you just get to throw ones everywhere, just, you know, have a ball.
Yeah, definitely. No, and that's that. You know, I don't know. Just from my perspective as a music fan and seeing different artists, you know, and going back in Chicago, ain't nobody really doing what you doing out here. I haven't seen a video like Girls Just Want to Have Fun. You feel me?
I feel like it's kind of tough, because if you look at me right now, like, I'm a girly girl, but I'm kind of like a tomboy. You know what I'm saying? And like most of the girls that are rapping now, they're rapping about either like some super crazy, outrageous trap stuff that they not probably really doing, or some super sexual shit that's just not gonna come out of my mouth if you paid me. Like, I'm sorry, it just won't happen. So it's kind of hard sometimes because the reason why I'm so iffy about videos now and just dropping things where people see me is because this boy actually commented once and he said, well, I only clicked your video because you were cute. Yeah. And then I heard the song and then I started listening to your words and I'm like, wow. So people are gonna see me before they choose to listen. So I started to use that to my advantage. Like, oh, okay, I know what to do now. Yeah. But I'm never gonna turn it up too high. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna do too much. But it was like, all right, I know how to do this now. I use that to my advantage. But as a female, you kind of gotta really bring it. And I'd be like, whoa, like. I don't know if you guys seen when they were talking about like twerking is out of style and this is out of style and that's out of style. Who said that? Somebody said that the other day. I forgot who it was.
Someone did say that. I know. I can picture it in my head. That's who it was. Meek Mill. That's who it was. Thank you. Sure. Thank you, ISO.
And I love to see it. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm bisexual. I like girls. I like the twerking and stuff. But it does make it hard for a girl like me. You know what I'm saying? That's just got words. It's like, dang, okay. But, you know.
Yeah. Well, what I've also learned is just like you realize the game as you get older, right? And for you, the game was, okay, they're judging me by how I look, whether good or bad. Now I'm finna flip the script and I'm finna play the game even smarter. I'm finna play our little game, but at the same time, I got this whole, I know what's up.
I'm gonna do it with my comfort level. So
exactly. You're controlling it at the end of the day. You know what's up. And at the end of the day, my favorite word is self-awareness, and that's what it boils down to. You know, you're self-aware of who you are and what you want to represent, you know, and it's just like
you don't want to do too much for people that are watching, because then it's like you're a circus clown. Like if you know what I'm saying, if you don't keep it a buck with yourself, it's just not. I don't know. After that point, it's kind of like they're just like, hey, do this. I don't know how too deep you guys are into it with like the internet and stuff, but when they grabbed Ari and was like, dance,
yeah,
I would have probably slapped him. I would have been like, what?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
And I think it goes back to like the realness or like just being true to yourself that we kind of like touched on earlier. It's like, if you're not comfortable with that, you're not going to do it. Like if you don't want to do whatever, then like you're going to be you seem like the person you've been telling us that like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's not me. You're not going to put out a fake image just to get those extra clicks or those extra views or whatever. But like yeah, sure, that might work in like the short term, but in the long term, if you like stay to who you are, then, or just like what you're more comfortable with, then people will actually like want to.
You got to think about it. You never really know which route this is going to go. So like, regardless, you know, you never know how things will play out. So it's like I still gotta walk away with my dignity. I'm sorry. I gotta take that right off the table.
100%. 100%. Yeah, definitely. So with all that being said, where we've kind of talked about past and kind of talked about present, where do you see yourself moving forward? Are you strictly just a hip-hop artist, musician, or are there other avenues that you're trying to hit?
I feel like I'm very versatile. I feel like nobody knows that I'm versatile. I think my friends do, you know what I'm saying? Like certain people know that I'm versatile, but as far as me projecting that image like to the public, I haven't really done that yet. But I think I can do like pop and you know, I might want to do some Spanish stuff one day.
Some reggaeton.
Yeah,
what element to your game would you really like to see like implemented more into your music? Like a little bit more singing, a little bit more, I don't know, like speed with your bar, like just something like what like a goal for yourself, I guess. Like
a goal for myself. I do wanna try a Spanish track.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
I
do speak Spanish,
sure.
Yes, but I've never like did nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really. It sounds a little scary. It doesn't sound scary to you guys.
What?
Just the Spanish track doesn't sound scary.
I've done it though, actually. I haven't released it, but I've done it. I can't even speak Spanish. You feel? I can understand it, but I can't even speak Spanish. But it was just something that came to me. I was just like, yo, like I really want, really want to.
I think it's something that needs to be celebrated more in Chicago specifically. Just the fact that there's such an abundance of people who are at the very least bilingual and like don't get like the proper like credit for the fact that that's like I don't know, kind of a big deal. You know what I mean? Like I like to pride myself in knowing the one language I know very, very well.
I know
but
English.
But like,
King's English.
I kind of know English.
I mean, there's like a whole generation of like, you know, I live in Bridgeport, right? So like there's a whole, like my landlord's daughter, right, is the only one out of her entire family that knows English because she grew up as like the first generation of Chinese American immigrant. And so many, you know, different ethnicities of like this new first generation of what is it, being the sons and daughters of immigrants. It's a requirement, it's a necessity for them to even like be able to compete. Okay, well they know their language that their parents like literally were born with, but I don't know, like at the end of the day, like it adds versatility to the way that you can deliver like a line. Like you can go back and forth. Like it doesn't have to just be Spanish. Like you can go back, and you see that more in
I
pop
do
music.
feel like because I speak Spanish, I can rap a little bit faster.
Yeah,
I feel like I naturally talk fast. Yeah, like it's
like being able to. I can't roll my R's. I can't. I can't do it. I can't. It's like. I can't fathom what it feels like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like I don't know. It's just like being cognizant of small tools that you can use to your advantage. Like
the thing about Spanish, bro, and I'm sure you're fully aware of like the older Spanish ladies or Latino ladies that speak Spanish, and they're just rah, 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 rah. Like my grandmother, bro, or my step grandmother. The best way I like to describe her, bro, she just sounds like a turkey. Like she's like, she just be like mad as hell, like just yelling. It's just like she gonna treat the hell out of you. You feel me? Like,
yeah, that's kind of like my grandma.
You feel me? So it's just like that's where the speed, the endurance comes from.
Definitely.
So, I don't know. Like I can't even speak Spanish, but just the amount of Spanish that I do know and having heard it my whole life, I can definitely feel the elements in there.
You probably can. You just haven't practiced. You haven't said it.
Yeah.
You gotta force yourself to actually respond back to her in Spanish. You respond to her in English.
Basically, I mean, she don't be treating me. Bro.
Challenge yourself to respond back in Spanish.
She loves me. Yeah, no, I was the golden child. You feel me? But no, cause I'd be visiting and she'd be treating all my like cousins and stuff. You feel me?
Right.
I'd be like, I'm on the outside over here. I'm gonna leave the heat. Anyways. I'm not gonna get into my family. This is all about CECE, BKE.
Do you have like a consistent like beat plug, like someone who like
who
you like go to for your beats if you're looking for something? Or
that is how I met him.
True.
You know, I met him through Digi.
Okay.
Shout out to Digi. Shout out Digi Product. I was trying to say it like you would. But yeah, I got a few different people. Like I get beats from a lot of different people. You know, X on the beat. Who else can I think of? I got a couple from Rico Super Rich. There's a lot of people. Like I'm pretty, you know, I feel like everybody has their own style in beats, except some people are pretty versatile. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys are like, what are you looking forward to? Yeah. But like other people have their certain style or their lane, should I say? And I definitely feel like sometimes I'll be like, you know, I need a slow one from you or a fast one from you.
Yeah.
And that usually works for me.
True. What's like? Do you have a certain like kind of instrumentation kind of vibe to your beats? Like, sure, it can be slow, it can be fast or whatever, but do you have like, because you go from like Big Dog to the 2 cars?
2 cars.
Yeah. You feel me? So like, what was in your head going into Big Dog, and then like that's a banging beat. You feel me? And then it's like 2 cars.
That's what I was saying. I have those moments where I'm just like, yeah. And then I got those other moments where I'm like, okay, just a regular day. And I think 2 cars was like when I was actually being genuine with myself. Like, and 2 cars is about literally what I said. Like, I got 2 cars, bad bras, no job. So everybody else thinks I'm a star. Everybody else thinks this is what's going on. But I'm really like, no job. But because I got 2 cars, everybody thinks I'm lit right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, how people could see things, but it's not really what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was the point in that one. And then with Big Dog, it was just like, yeah, I'm still here. Cause I think Big Dog shit was the first song I did after Zay Money World. So that was like after my boyfriend passed away, I had dropped that, and it was kind of like I was hurt, but don't play with me because I'm still here and I'm not quitting. So I'm still, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah.
it was kind of just like a reminder to myself, like I'm not weak. You know what I'm saying? Big dog.
Yeah.
And I kept it with that.
Definitely. So like, kind of summing up everything, like where do you? I don't want to repeat the same question, but where do you feel like you're at right now? Like, I know you know we don't have to go into it, but just like where do you feel like your headspace within whether it's within music, just however you understand the question, like where do you feel like moving forward you kind of see yourself directly?
Can I consolidate your question a little bit?
Go ahead.
What are you looking forward to?
Boom.
I am looking forward to. I think last year I kind of like was going through a lot emotionally, and I was kind of holding back on myself.
Yeah.
So with this upcoming year, I literally just said, I'm just gonna go full force with this shit, and I'm not gonna stop. So like any little thing that I had to invest, or anytime I get the chance to come out or just show anybody what I got going on, I'm gonna show them. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to work. I really want to work this year. So I really want to push the issue. I really don't have like a goal as far as views or how. I just want to make sure that I'm putting out as much as I can, as not as fast as I can, but to my own speed.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So like right now I got like 6-7 songs in the vault. I want to just get visuals and just drop because I feel like last year I wasn't really doing that. And when I kind of was like holding everything for myself. So now I just don't want to be greedy with everything. I want to just lay it out on the table and not think about it. The same way you kind of said, this was just off the dome, I did what I did. I kind of want to do that too. I don't really want to overthink anything. I just want to go for it and let it naturally happen.
So are you looking for like kind of like approaching like over time a higher quality, or just kind of like amassing a stockpile to like kind of, I don't know, feel secure in like what you got going on, I guess?
To be honest, I kind of feel secure right now.
Yeah.
I feel.
So
you
you're
know
just
what I'm
looking to like max out on like the quality of your tracks.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like, I don't know how to explain it. I kind of just want to better myself in so many different ways. So like, I just think about how my music is coming out. Like, I don't know. Last year I looked at the turn up music, and then I looked at the real shit that was really coming from the heart, and I compared everything, and I noticed that people do like party music more. But I figured, me personally, I can't go in the booth and just make a party song because everybody wants a party song. Like, I literally gotta go off me. So this year I'm just keeping it real with myself. When I go in the booth now, I'll damn near cry in the booth, and I'll talk about certain shit that's going on that I just need to get out. And then me pushing that out without thinking about it, without worrying about it, and just having everybody see it for what it is. Quality wise, I feel like it can get better. You know, as far as my visuals, I feel like I don't know how you felt about Nike. I love Nike Films. Nike Films is shot like my last 6 videos.
I like your visuals for sure.
And we've been working like, I kind of tell the story and he kind of puts it together. So we kind of like the dream team right now. I want to keep that going, and I want to keep pushing that.
Yeah. Well, I had noticed like you got the same cameraman for the most part, but your visuals are very like different. You know, which is cool.
Yeah.
The colors, the angles, and everything, which is interesting. It's versatile, and it's like, I don't know when.
I think the songs are pretty like different too, because Two Cars is so different from Big Dog shit, and then that's so different from Zay Money World, and it's so, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you never know what you're gonna get when you're in CeCe's world. You never know.
Yeah, CeCe's world been birthed on here in Northside Club. First project, we waiting on it.
I haven't missed any calls again. So.
True. 312-985-7834.
Well, it's good. Like, I feel like we got a lot of like we asked a lot of good questions. Like, there were a couple weeks ago, we literally couldn't. We had so many people calling in for our guests that like we couldn't even get any questions. We couldn't even get any questions in.
Yeah.
And like it was cool because like we couldn't get the questions that we were like trying to get out, but like it was kind of reminding him like, oh yeah, I have a little bit more support than I thought. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we got people who just like coming in just like I know what I'm sitting on. We have people coming in who like have a lot of talent but kind of need a little bit of a refresher. Like okay, maybe I'm kind of raw. And then we got people that just kind of like doing their own, like they're in their completely own lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or we got people rolling in 5 people deep with all their own personalities and stuff. It's just it's a cool range, and they all sound different. And we haven't played your song yet. I think we should.
I think now is the perfect time.
Now is the perfect time.
Big
Let's
dog.
do it. Big dog. Not saying.
Exclusively Northside plug. Premiere, well, not premiere, but putting it out there for y'all on a new platform. Big Dog by CECE, BKE.
BKE.
Northside plug.
Q4 Radio.
Energy.
No dead air, so we're just gonna. There we go.
Yeah. CC BKE in this bitch. Big dog. You can't relate. Big dog. I been getting money steady, going, coming, looking something like I'm super rich. Got low on you, where you going, coming like a ride you share your Uber with. He gon' duck low when the Uzi spit. Can't relate to no stupid bitch. If a nigga ever flex on me, then I'm a killer. He coolin' with new pipe, got a coolin' kiss. He put money on me, tell him double that. Leave a quake where my brothers at. Told them to have fun with that. Mask on where the money at. Her hair pink like Thundercat. Niggas thought that they knocked me down when I fell off, but I'm coming back. I'm on my way, these they hating. Don't nobody know that we was chillin' in the basement. Now I wanna kill them, now I wanna drill them. Haven't met your dough like a ticket worth a million. Got a mean team, got a brand new beam. My blue, Christian green. Everybody wanna do the same damn thing. Everybody capping to that ding ring. Big OZs. Big old B's is a buzzo thing. M's for Lee, MOBAR 15. Don't f with me. All that hype ain't what it seems. They play dirty, I play clean. Still outside, I ain't got no team. Serving peace, what you need? They like, ain't that BKE? She still f feed the streets. Her new car ain't got no key, but that ain't as hot as me. Big dog, you can't relate. Got a big bag. They tryna merge up in my lane. I been getting money steady, going, coming, looking something like I'm super rich. Got low on you, where you going, coming like a ride you share your Uber with. He gon' duck low when the Uzi spit. Can't relate to no stupid. If a nigga ever flex on me, then I'm a killer that he coolin' with. New pipe, got a coolin' kiss. He put money on me, tell him double that. Leave a quake where my brothers at. Told them to have fun with that. Mask on where the money at. Her hair pink like Thundercat. Niggas thought that they knocked me down when I fell off, but I'm coming back.
Northside Freestyle.
We here with that Northside Club freestyle, we back. Yeah, hope you can hear that. My headphones too loud, but I'ma still go spaz. CECE, BKE in the building, yeah, I hope you can feel it. Versatility, yeah, this is a casualty. I'm gonna murk this beat. It's a Young Justice beat. Never think this is sweet. Game I never will cheat. Dreamland coming soon. Broke out my cocoon. I'ma go high balloon. Dreamland dropping soon. Hey, feeling so fresh, feeling so clean. I'm doing my thing, yeah, by the beam, shining bright. That's that truest reflection. I'ma go pop, sub concession. Ayy, F my depression. Yeah, I'ma express it. Yeah, add to the collection. Yeah, this is the best. I ain't even gonna swear. I'ma go there. I just forgot my words, but this is off my hair. This is all off my brain. Gino never gonna change. Never gonna do this for the fame. See where I'm about to aim. Looking at me cause I'm strange. I don't even care, this the game. Feeling like the best in the game. Got everybody like, dang. You tryna hop on? You tryna hop on? You tryna knock on? She said NATO. She said never. I'ma go crazy. Every day we better. ISO, where you at? Why you ain't hop on this? Said he was on the phone. Said he ain't trying to talk. Yeah, we on this. Yeah, we feeling great. I'ma just do this myself. I'ma whip up the whole plate. Hold on. Oh no, I don't remember my lyrics, bro. You was trying to give me. This isn't. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna try. I don't want to be up here by myself though. Hey, I be unimpressed. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. I be unimpressed with all you suckers. Dropping soon. Yeah. Unimpressed with all you suckers. Yeah. I got the heart of a lion, but I forgot my words. So I'ma just flow with this. I think that's my curse. She said it's hard to flow when she go on that show. Dang, I felt that cuz I be forgetting my flow. But it's all good cause I go. You know he's straight in mode. I'ma just do what I need to. Right now it's all the mo. This is that ice cream cold. They was like, damn, that's nasty. How did that boy keep rapping? I don't even know, I'm scrappy. I'ma pass this off to whoever wanted next. Hey, yeah, we flex. This ain't flex, hey. But I'm done, who's next?
I be unimpressed.
Unimpressed, ooh, ooh.
I be unimpressed.
Unimpressed with you, ooh.
I be unimpressed with the sex. So ooh. I'll call another girl, like who's next.
Ooh.
I'm the best.
Hey.
Never settle.
No.
Every time I go in, I just go and kettle.
Hey.
The water's in the kettle. I'm heating up. You hear a whistle.
Bubbly. CECE, where you at?
Oh, ooh, look at my shoes. Niggas be capping, I ain't in the mood. Hoes coming Tuesday, come meet on the crew. I keep a tool in case bitches act loose. I had the juice since I was in school.
Ooh.
Damn.
I had the juice since I was in school.
I had the juice since I was in school.
I had the juice since I was in school. Ooh. I had the juice since I was in school. Now they looking at me like a fool.
Hey. I thought we was gonna get the G Money live performance.
Nah.
That threw me off a little bit.
Come on, man. I love doing it.
He got the album dropping that he got started off.
He said he got the album dropping. Let me collect that. Let me say it's not an album, it's a mixtape. Get your it straight. But that's my boy, that's my mans. Yeah, we come from the land, dreamland, cause we can do anything that we put our minds to. We kings and queens, it's a clean sweep. 4 games, yeah, y'all get treated. In here, nah, I'm not cheating. RIP to the ones deceased, yeah. Hey, I'm just mad that y'all gone, but that's life, it's out of my control. I just roll with the punches. Goddamn, I've been on that punch list. I've been damn near knocked out, but I got back up. Shop now, if I got get anything that I need, but almost broke, got a fiend. No, I ain't no fiend. I'm just saying what's coming to my beam. To my beam, Mexican jumping beans. shout out to my mama, yeah, that's why I do my thing. Hey, it's right. High as a kite. Looking so bright. Turn on them lights. Take it when you like. Riding on my bike. Damn, I just busted my stuff on that turnpike. Damn, man. Y'all just gonna leave me hanging.
You
Y'all
said on the
leaving
turnpike.
I was like, is he gonna go
I
back
know.
in? Like,
Y'all just
what?
gotta take it. Y'all just gotta want it. Y'all just gotta want it. Think.
I want it. I'm so wanted in these streets. I get money.
Oh,
And they hating on the kid. I don't know why, but I don't care. I just pick these paper planes and skies. Then I roll up real tight, good loud every night. It's the facts, we going crazy every night. Let me get the next beat. Switch it up.
all right, next beat. CECE BKE gonna start this one. She ready? She been waiting for her beat. Oh, no, you good. Do your thing. You got it.
He like, huh?
DJ Justice. Ooh.
Let me feel it for a second. Yeah. You know we pull up on niggas and driving the Benz and then I got to chop it out. And I pray on the nigga that try me today like Cannon, I'm wildin' out. I got some rounds for your friends, you could call them right now. When they get high, I knock them down. Bitch, it ain't nothing to talk about. Bitch, I send you to your mama house. Niggas be talking a lot on that Facebook. Niggas don't even know how this cake look. Niggas acting like they ain't get touched, but when he took them shots to his chest, how his face look. I got that Glock on my waist. Ho, when I see you, I'm gon' put a hole in your face. Every time somebody get on your ass, you try to lead to a whole nother state. This shit not up for debate. Bitch, you ain't safe. I know where your mama stay. Bitch, you better pray, cause my niggas pray. They pray in a whole different way. Who was there in your safe? Bitch, what you say? Bitch, you was talking about Zay? Fuck it, let whole niggas hate. Let that bitch spray, cause I ain't got no time to play. Yeah, cause I ain't got no time to play.
No, I ain't got no time to play. No, I ain't got no time to play. I care not what you say. I did not come here to play games, nah, ain't with that. Ain't with the chit chat, right back. Dreamland coming right back, 12 midnight. Yeah, let me show you where my head's at. I just be freestyling straight off the dome. I ain't even trying to go back to home. Nah, I miss my family. Where did y'all go? I came not to play your board games. I'm too busy playing this chess game. I got my pieces on right. Yeah, I just do what I like. Hey, flowing now, I'm taking flight. I ain't never think this would be my life. Yeah, now I'm just living up my best life. Yeah, in my head, I'm just trying to do what's right. I don't ever play around. I don't ever play no games. I just make my sounds. Just to be playing them games. You know he got them sounds. Hey, yeah.
Was that Young Justice? Woo, that was hot.
That was dope.
I'm more of a, it's easier for me to just be like, than, you know, when y'all like swagging it out, like,
Everyone's different. That was probably one of the hottest freestyles on Northside Plug. I'm not gonna lie. You feel me? Ooh. Oh, this is my. Oh, I love this beat. Go ahead, ISO. I know you feel this beat, bro.
Alright.
Oh, this beat is so raw.
Yo, I'm in mode. On the road.
on the road.
I can't fold. Cause I got flow. And every time I spit it, you feel it in your soul. Every time you get in your soul. Yo, I'm in mode. What you thinking about? I've been rolling up this dope and it got real stinking house. Yo, and I take it to the dome. Every time I'm
so I'm about to flow. Let me put my energy. Let me put my energy. Yeah, I'm trying to swag it out, get my cash out. How am I gonna get my bands now? Had to been driving around at a job that I don't like, but that's all good, cause I'm gonna do what I gotta do to rep for my hood. Yeah, I'm telling y'all what better be understood. I'm doing what I could. Yeah, it's been harder lately. Hey, make these beats, but damn man, who gon' pay me? Lot of real ones lately, they been changing. Guess not many out here got the truth and wanna face it. But I'ma take it for what it is and what's the standard. And I'ma show them how I was raised with pure manners. Yeah, I'ma tell them what I do and how this matters. And I'ma go hard like I'm CECE, got this beat on splatter. Now they bout to chatter. Boy, I'm a mad hatter. Got this hair down, got this hair long, got these bands long. In my dreams when I'm waking up, hey, when I wake up I go face a blunt. Yeah, face that blunt, now I've been on the hunt. Yeah, I've been short, yeah, I've been a run. Yeah, but I was made for this, I'm made to stun. I look inside that mirror, I tell myself I'm made for her. Yeah, hey, that paper coming, yeah, that's how I'm bumming. Yeah, but I ain't slumming, no, I've been up on it. Yeah, I'm growing, yeah, please do not judge me. Just discuss the love that I'm pushing out. I'm pushing out.
Got one of those like cute little bubble gum. No, like you know
Cute
what I'm
bubble gum.
You know what I'm talking about?
Wait,
Don't
it's like
cute
the
bubble
Kesha-
gum me.
It's like the Kesha beat.
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
It's a good beat though.
The Kesha beat.
You feeling bubbly?
I'm not a bubbly person. The only thing bubbly over here is the Sprite.
Bubbly Sprite? Yeah. Got that bubbly Sprite? Yeah. Got that bubbly Sprite? What you sipping on? Sipping on bubbly Sprite? I don't got no lean. I just got the bubbly Sprite. Boy, I ain't mean. I just got my bubbly Sprite. I be sipping on my bubbly Sprite. But I do what I like with my bubbly Sprite. Yeah, it's fizzy. My head fizzy and it's frizzy. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm doing. Ayy.
Bubbly Sprite.
Yeah, that's Sprite. Thank you, damn. Hey, how's that can of that bubbly Sprite? It would probably taste nice. What you gotta say, I so about this bubbly Sprite?
You know I'm sipping on that bubbly Sprite.
It's so good. It's so nice. That bubbly Sprite.
Yo, that bubbly Sprite.
That bubbly Sprite. We just rapping about some Sprite.
I see a commercial coming.
Yo,
Sponsored by Sprite?
sponsored
Endorse
by
us.
Sprite.
Endorse Sprite. Endorse.
I'm not gonna tell you would you like a Sprite.
Help us out, Sprite.
What did LeBron say? He's like, I'm not gonna tell you to drink one, but I'm gonna say it.
I'm not gonna
Sprite?
sit here and say that I'm the best basketball player of all time. Just like I'm not gonna tell you that you should drink this delicious Sprite that I'm drinking. But if I was gonna tell you, I would tell you that this is the most best bubbly Sprite of all time.
Nice bubbly
Bubbly
strong.
Bubbly strong. Bubbly Sprite. Ooh, damn. Now I'm to the bottom of the can. Got no more of this in my hand. I can't stand it. I got no more soda. Where's my bubbly Sprite? Why is this beat still going on? Why are we rapping about bubbly
Because you was
Sprite?
feeling the bubbly Sprite.
I'm done
Bubbly
rapping
Sprite.
about bubbly Sprite.
Bubbly Sprite.
I'm done on the mic.
Bubbly Sprite.
That bubbly Sprite.
Bubbly Sprite.
We do what we like.
Bubbly Sprite.
It's that bubbly Sprite.
Bubbly Sprite.
That's all that's in my mind.
Bubbly Sprite.
Alright, I'm done, man. I retired for tonight. I'm gonna leave the rapping for 12 o'clock. I'm gonna leave it to
I'll
y'all.
make this my last one then. Last one, then we'll go.
G Money, you gotta bless it one more time.
This one's for all the real ones that's been paying attention, that are here now and gone forever. Turn me down a little bit. I remember all that pain as a little kid. All them little fits, yeah, I was a misfit. Trying to find it with the one parent, how we fit. Family going they separate ways. Harder days every day when I wait. I don't wanna go to school, I might go ditch. Yeah, but that ain't gonna help me get rich. I gotta do what's impossible. It's in my mind how I feel, I'm unstoppable. I might be scrawny, might be skinny, but I'm hard edged. Yeah, I remember sleeping on them hard beds. It's been hard lately. How I'm gon' get through? Like I said, who gon' pay me? Now I'm recycling old rhymes, but it's off the dome. Now I'm spitting new times. I don't think, I'm just on the brink. Remember when I was feeling like, now I was on the sink. Might throw up, feeling so nauseous. Late nights walking, gotta be cautious. I ain't talking, I don't like to say nothing. I don't speak unless you paying me something. But I ain't cheap, I'm on something. I know it's good, yeah, I'm on ya. Just feel blessed to be on this platform in a whole different pizza planet. How I'm gon' get a slice of what I want. They was trying to tell me, can it? I ain't like Nick Cannon. I ain't wildin' out, but I'm an independent artist. Promise you that I ain't signing out. I'ma find a way. We gon' build that label. We gon' connect this. Yeah, we got the cables. Spit that real. I ain't spitting no fables. Everything I say is from Maple. If you know what's up, then you gon' get it. I understood at an early age I ain't fitting, but I was focused on my fitness, athleticism. Yeah, I stay away from all of them isms. Competicism, is that a word? I don't know, but I'ma compete. This beat just keep going on, so I'ma eat. Hope it's a treat till 12 a.m. It's gonna be sweet. Simon need no validation and peace. Overnight, I need money. That's thrift. What's next? Dreamland. Dark vision. Go cop that, yeah. I ain't even think of that. Yeah. Now think of that. It's been a great show that we have. Thanks to CECE, BKE in here. Yeah. Can't be mad when you got a great show. You gotta be glad. So throw it in that bag. Yeah. Go ahead and get your bag.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Dreamland.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Midnight.
Go
Have a
catch
great
that
night.
Dreamland tonight.
Hey.
Thank you, CC BKE, again for coming in.
Thank you,
Appreciate you.
no problem.
Now you're part of the
Thanks for
family.
having
You're
me.
always
Of
welcome
course.
back. Now you're officially part of the Northside Plug family. We're so happy to have you here today.
That's period.
So tell everybody, anybody that comes on the show, Northside Plug family. We got a lot of things going on outside of the radio station, as you know, but outside of that too, just a lot of things that we're planning. Just to let y'all know, the event that we had going on tomorrow here at Q4, just so y'all don't pull up, we had to postpone it. So if y'all trying to come and tee up at Q4, it ain't gonna happen.
We ain't gonna,
We ain't gonna be
here.
We ain't gonna be
They
here.
ain't gonna let you in.
Nah, but the event is definitely gonna happen soon.
We gonna make it happen,
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
gonna make it happen, and we just got a lot coming.
We appreciate all your patience.
Definitely. Make sure that y'all tune into CCBKE. She got a lot coming, a lot of music already out on YouTube,
Definitely. Every platform
any
right now.
platform. So y'all check us out and
Dreamland,
yup,
midnight.
check it out.
Play it, buy it,
Love it.
download it.
Debut mixtape, produce,
Call me
G-Money.
dope.
All right,
Artist,
folks.
Thank
be
you all.
safe. Have a
Thank
good
you all for
night.
tuning in. We love you guys.
Thank y'all. Be
Love
safe.
you.
Till next Thursday.